And also field investigation, outbreak investigation is good training opportunities for public health practitioners, field epidemiologists. So that's one of the some way of trainings of our young trainees, young field epidemiologists. Whenever we encounter the field outbreaks, we set up teams, young epidemiologists and senior epidemiologists and coordinator of epidemiologists, whatever, and we set up a team. It's a nice chance to training the youngsters, because old one, like myself, old boy is now also retiring, so we have to build up a capacity, local capacity, young capacities. So that's a nice chance. So as I mentioned, what kind of team for outbreaks? For example, in your public health offices, did you experience a TB outbreaks? TB ぐらいはありました。So what kind of teams you have? どんなチーム？Yeah, she experienced, not she herself, but her colleague experienced the TB outbreaks in どこ、まあ、high school. What kind of team? What teams? Public health nurses, doctors. Officers, management or administrative officers. That's some sort of basic component of the field epidemiology, TB investigation team in Japan. It's some traditional, conventional one. However, this is the ideal one, epidemiologists, as I mentioned, senior epidemiologists and young epidemiologists for future career, for training, and microbiologists. And environmental specialists, especially like a cholera or the pathogens by way of environment, contaminated food or the waters, and admin people, and sometimes we need a press officer. Yeah, maybe you noticed the Ebola issues in last year, this year. So press officer is very important, and also dengue fever outbreaks of last year でしたっけ? The year before in the Tokyo area, the role of the press officer is very important. This public health communication is also very big issues for outbreak investigation. But today, unfortunately, we do not move into the public health communication. But let's say we need also press officers. And when we set up a team, national teams, for example, tackling with pandemic influenza issues or dengue fevers in Tokyo, or for example, SARS. SARS is more than 10 years ago, right? 大昔になっちまいましたね。10 years ago. At that time, so I'm the team leader. We set up some team, the investigation team, and we recruited the press officers. And the important thing is the channel of information is only one. これはどこでも同じだろうと思うんですけども、話す人は一人、right? So public health officer to talk to the media is the same person, same time, not the same time, same person always. And also important things is not speed, integrities. So, but unfortunately, I do not move into this public health communication. Then outbreak investigation for assess situation, examine or case definition or whatever. So, in detail, one by one, descriptive epidemiology. 記述疫学って習いましたね。You've done descriptive epidemiology, right? Descriptive epidemiology. And also time, place, person. So let's say when you identify unusuals or you identify outbreaks, the first thing, the next step is to case definition. You have to set up unusuals. you have to have some clear definition of unusuals. So, as a field epidemiologist, our team is also always set up a first clear case definition at the very beginning of our investigation. And in such situation, also important is the time, place, person. For example, this is an example of case definition, and case definition comprise time component, place component, and the person component. Time, person component, time component, and place component is town X. And sometimes case definition have several stages. For example, possible cases, probable cases, suspected cases, and confirmed cases. Because one of the first purpose or objective of the case study, case definition is pick up as many cases and prevent false negative, 偽陰性。本当は患者なのに陰性、患者じゃないとされるような人たちを避けるために、right? So maybe you've learned false positive, false negative, but at the very first stage of outbreak investigation, it's very important to pick up as many cases, suspected cases, and to prevent false negative. I'll come back again. So clear, so identify, and then after set up a case definition, actually case definition, creating a case definition is also a very important part and very difficult part for the field epidemiologists, public health professionals. But now I'll skip it again. How to collect informations. This is also important and very huge issues for public health program and public health professionals. Do you have any idea if measles cases or if foodborne diseases among communities, how to collect information? Yeah, the information of the cases, it's very simple because cases, let's say some cases with abdominal pain or cases of diarrhea in the city, so they will come together, they will visit the medical emergency room or whatever. So it's easy to pick up cases with symptoms. However, cases without symptoms or suspected cases is very light symptoms. Sometimes it's very difficult to collect the information of them. It's easily imagined, right? ちょっと軽めのとか症状のない人の情報を集めるのは難しいんですよね。So sometimes we use schools or workplaces, and maybe shortly we're focusing on the case control. I'll talk about case control study or cohort study. So as such situation, it is difficult to collect the information of controls. I'll come back again. Go ahead. はい、はい。つまりこういう何が許されて？つまりこのぐらいこういうところが怪しいと思って突っ込んで情報を得るときに強制的にできるんです。I see. Okay. His question is so some legal background. What can I say? How do we, our field epidemiologists, the public officers, were allowed to move in to collect information because it's some sort of balance between human right or whatever, privacy or whatever. そういうことですよね。Privacy. We have some regulation or infectious disease law that allowed us means public health professionals, to collect any kind of information under some specific situation. Not always. 特にこの食中毒なんかの場合はですね、法律が食中毒法っていうの食品安全法っていうのがあって、それにかなり権限与えられてるんですよ。感染症法の5類までに入っている疾患はどうですかね。5類はダメなんです。So it depends on some levels of some disease specific surveillance system、1類2類とあといろいろなレベルにもあるんですよ。そして、状況によってもこの疾患は、指定して厚生労働省なり、政令で指定して、その踏み込めるようにできることになってるんですよ、法律的に。すみません、ちょっとそこら辺細かくはちょっと今言えないんですけども、そういう15条、感染症法の15条っていうやつがあってですね、それによってこの目の前にある疾患を、指定伝染病、指定感染症にして、そうするとどっと入っていける権限を行政側に委託というか移譲することができるんですよ。そういうのシステムになってるんですね。
100個以上僕たちが病院で一生懸命報告しても、先生方には強制的に介入したりとかする権利は、あるものもあればないものもあるけれども、僕たちは報告している。
はい、ほとんどがないんですけれども、はい、
報告
そうです。はい、それはまた別の目標なんですよね。サーベイランス。Now I answered some Japanese legal systems, the regulation systems. We have some infectious disease laws that allowed us to move into this outbreak investigation, regardless of the privacy issues. But the objective of the surveillance system is not only for the outbreak investigation, but also for collect information and to grasp the situation of communicable disease crisis and situation。普通のレベルを知ってというふうなのがちょっとあるんですけども、ちょっと今回はちょっとそれ深く踏み込む時間がないものですから申し訳ない。サーベイランスの目標ってまた別にあるんですよ。Sorry about that. But yeah, it's some sort of Japanese regulation system. Maybe some of you are worried about some privacy, collecting any kind of information. It's some sort of violation of the human rights, privacy issues. But even not only Japan, but also developing countries, North America or Europe, so there we are very concerned about some balance of human rights and public social security issues. これ言い出すとちょっとまた長なるもんですから、ちょっと今回は辛抱してください。Sorry about that. But I'll skip about such topics today. これも本当はやり出したい話なんですけどもね、National Security, I would like to talk about that. National security issues and human rights, privacy issues. But unfortunately today, sorry about that. So, after obtaining information, performing a descriptive epidemiology